All righty. Going live on a Monday from San Diego, which is kind of weird because I don't really do the live thing. It's not really my jam, not really always my brand. But I got some exciting news. You guys know we've been up to some really, really cool stuff at Empath. Um, we're really excited about where this company's going and what we're doing. Um, we've had some exciting announcements as of late. We got to bring in the one, the only Dean Trumpellis to the team here. That was super freaking awesome. Um, Lots of things, just super super exciting. And I've got another one I want to talk about today. I'm going to give it a second because the streaming stuff gets a little weird, and I want to make sure that somebody shows up and watches my stream. So I'm going to ramble just for a second here, and then I'm going to bring somebody on because there's a new hire coming on at Empath. And when I say I'm excited, that just doesn't begin to describe. The dude's legendary. Um, he's somebody who I've worked with in the past, which is super exciting because when you're building a small company, culture is what matters. Culture is really the thing that is out of your control in the beginning. An early stage company, we've talked about this a lot as founders when Kyle and Wes and I kind of discussed this. Early stage companies don't have a culture until you build it. And I think that's why it's so important that the first few hires are strategic, that they are in alignment with the owners and where the owners want the company to go, because they're going to set the foundation for what kind of a company you build. Um, and I'm excited about the company that we're building. In the back end, we've hired folks to do social media work and marketing work, and they're fantastic. If you don't follow the Empath social media, you should. Our Empath social is kind of baller. We're really proud of it. And the guy that runs our social is nothing short of legendary. We just brought him on, a new hire to project manage, and she started last Monday. So 2 Mondays in a row, I'm getting cool new people on the team. She's a baller. She's absolutely fantastic. She is on day 5, business day 5. She's had a huge impact on our team, our level of organization, on the things we're getting out the door. So super excited about that. We've hired some developers. We've hired developers all over the world. We have them in South Africa and Brazil. They're amazing. We just hired a new UI UX person, and the work that we're getting out of her super early on is fantastic. We're building a kick-ass team. I brought my VA into this company. He was my executive assistant back when I had Lifecycle Insights, and he's now been promoted, and he's off running around working with Keith, and they're building a whole content team. We have some fantastic video editors. And so we're at this weird inflection point in this company. And it's funny that I'm here at Seven Figure MSP in San Diego talking about this, because the big thing that they're talking about at this conference, the whole purpose of the event, is about building your team. And I didn't even realize that till I was downstairs talking to Maria just a little bit ago. But that is the focal point. That is the inflection point for this entire conference. So super excited for this. We have a team full of A players, and it would be just a crime at this point to hire a B player. So with that, I'm gonna turn on somebody's camera, and you guys are gonna see kind of a legend in the MSP space. Mark, welcome back, buddy.
Alex! Oh man, glad to be back. Glad to be here.
So let's
Oh
let's
man.
let's go back down memory lane.
Sure.
When you and I first met, um, you came to work for us at Lifecycle Insights, and you
Yep.
were, outside of developers, you were employee number 1.
Yep.
Like, you were the only guy you were the first guy that we hired who wasn't out there cranking out code and building things. Um, and you really took over, hit the ground running, and took over and became the lead of client success there at Lifecycle Insights. And it was it a year and a half before we got you some help? It was a long time.
Uh
How long was it
yeah,
before
it
we hired
was
Casey?
yeah, it was almost a year.
Yeah. Okay. All
It
right.
was
So almost
almost
a
a year.
year.
Yeah.
So solo and client success for a company that grew from 0 partners to 1,100 in 3.5 years. I mean, it was a
Mhm.
fast growing company. Life was crazy. Um, the thing that really got me excited when you came on board there was that you just rolled with the punches and you fit the culture. And you introduced me to a new phrase that I have kept and stolen and shamelessly reused, which was, um, you know,
Questions,
Give us your
concerns.
questions, comments, and emotional outbursts. Right.
Yep.
That one still lives on in Lifecycle Infamy, and I still use it on learning sessions today. So you've had a cool impact on me and on my life. I am when I heard that there was a possibility we could get you to come over here, I just went through the roof and with excitement. So you're here. Welcome.
Yeah, man. Took my
And
talents to
a whole other
empath.
level. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man. Here we
yeah.
go. Oh,
So so let's talk about it. Like, it's been officially this last week. It's been 2 years since we sold Lifecycle Insights to
yeah.
ScalePad. Love those guys. They're still doing good things. Like, not
Yep.
a bad word to say. And I feel like you're in the same boat. But you've done a lot of work there since then, right? I mean, bringing customers on board and helping them onboard and integrate and deploy a really complicated product.
Yep.
Tell me about that journey, because it's been quite a fun one.
So yeah, I mean, we built a community with Lifecycle Insights there, and you guys were doing, office hours every Friday, and it was such a big community, and ScalePad wanted to take advantage of that. So I took over for you guys as far as office hours were concerned, and I molded into workshops. So now we were, doing best practices. I was inviting people for to be guests in these workshops to talk about, to talk about what they wanted to talk about, subject matter experts and all that good stuff. So I got to develop a community that loved the product, that loved the subject matters for each of them, and man, it just grew. So I started maybe 10 people. By the end of it, I was at consistent 30 people
Yeah.
every workshop. So
Which is
um,
fantastic.
yeah,
And you got to sit in on one of the empath version of a community
yeah.
call last week, right? So I hope we're up to snuff. I hope we're doing things up to your standard. But it's cool to see, like, you start over small and you start to bring this community together, and every week one or two more people
Alex, I
shows up.
wish I wish I could say that it was my standard. It's it's been yours, it's been ours for a while now. So, seeing almost 30 people there in your version, it's called, herd. Um it just excited me when I saw that. I was like, "Oh man, I can't wait. This is going to be the type of company that I'm excited to grow into and all that good stuff."
Yeah.
So,
I'm super excited to have you here. So I don't want to chew up a ton of everybody's time today
yeah.
listening to us just ramble, but boys, we're bringing the band back together, and that's all I can say. Um, so for those of you who know Mark from his life cycle days, like, if you were working with Mark and you really enjoyed it, I'm just going to put it out there. Mark is now our first non-owner sales hire here at Empath. So if you have questions about Empath, if you're on the fence, if you're like, what the hell are these idiots up to, and I'm afraid to ask, so because they'll try and sell me something, reach out to Mark. You know him. You know he's above board. And if you want to check out Empath, Mark will guide you through that process as we work to onboard him. So super excited. We're going to be growing the sales team a ton this year. We're going to continue to do that. We're growing the sales team out of Tampa. For those of you that know Mark, he was a South Carolinian, but we're going to import him. We're going to, when you find the best, you import it.
Yep.
So we're going to import Mark into Tampa. He's going to be the one that helps me and Wes open the sales office down there. I'm not in Tampa today, but super excited, and we'll leave it there today. If you guys have questions about where Empath is going, if you've been on the fence and you want to know, if you're just one of Mark's buddies from his days over at Lifecycle Insights and then ScalePad, give the boy a pat on the back. We're going places, we're doing things, and we're super excited to have him on board.
Yeah, man. Let's
All right,
go.
let's go.
Let's go.
LFG.
Yeah.